Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here, Sweet Spot E-Magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out this energy, and then let's see what the message the Spirit has for us today. Someone is having to review. Hey, Saida. Someone is having to review. Like, I don't know why I'm hearing rewind. Like, they're going to have to rewind something, think back. Something ain't right. Something didn't feel right. They didn't sit right. Something. Bottom of the deck. That Wheel of Fortune. Maybe that's what was rewinding. Yeah. Somebody they had to rewind something, and then they had to, like, either they decided that they was just gonna leave, or they're gonna step out on faith, or they're gonna do both. Leave and step out on faith. Because something about them, what they realized, that was it. It was the realization that they had. That's why they needed to rewind. It had to do with this union. It was a shock. It was like, you sitting there and you driving down the road. And you're driving and you're paying attention on the road, and then you see something off to the side of the road, and you're not paying attention to it, but it's out the peripheral vision. You're like, what the fuck is that? Something like that. Somebody, they caught a glimpse, and it wasn't out the peripheral vision. It was like a little voice inside their head that was like, wait a minute, you're doing this all wrong. Because then somebody realized what they was doing was all wrong. Hey, it's just Robbie. Someone's intuition was showing them something that they should not miss. It's clear, it's apparent, it's like something so glaring they should not discount this or miss. Because if they do, they're going to be sad. They're going to be sorry that they did. Because it's going to make everything go like topsy-turvy. Someone is already thinking about, things as it is right now. It's like they're already, hey, Marion, things are already starting to get a little crazy in their life, And it has something to do with the people that they was around, who they thought that they could depend on, those people they thought would have their back. Because they just knew that if this union was strong, what was it? Something about this union. And maybe it was like a group that, tried to push their weight around, or they just thought they was like the tough people or the smartest people in the room or something. But something that they was working on, it's like they noticed somebody was looking at them a little too close, a little too hard. Hey, Shaylin. Something that they was working on, or they was typing, they was texting, they was emailing, writing, something they was working on. Somebody was looking a little too close as to what they was doing. They was trying to be a little too intrusive as to what are you doing? Well, why are you doing that? Who you writing that to? Some of those types of questions. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, somebody, they're like sitting there thinking, you know what? How did I almost miss this? How did I almost miss it? That sleight of hand. They almost missed someone's sleight of hand, you know, but they caught it just in time. Just in time. Had they not caught it, this person would have been sorry for real, because they caught somebody was trying to do something, and they got it just in time and was able to end it. And it's like now they know they have to protect themselves. Now they have to carry around their own weapon, whether this is a spiritual weapon or whether this is a physical weapon. Somebody knows they got to stand up for themselves. They have to be their own hero, because whoever they thought was the hero before was not the hero. Yeah, like I said, somebody, it's like they missed, they it's like something they missed. Something they had missed. This could have been with somebody's a mother or grandmother or aunt. Something like that. And it could have been with somebody's father, stepfather. Something like that. These two have been around each other for a while now. Ever since somebody was a little child, and this person didn't know that ever since they was a child, those two had been put knives in their back, have been, oh gosh, poisoning their mind, having them to look at life in some type of weird, sick, twisted type of way. Not even life as it should be looked at, not even balanced. They had somebody looking at life some different type of way. But like I said, somebody saw something, they heard something, they got a clue. They heard this horn. And that's when they realized, it's almost like the third eye opened up so that they could really see who they were working with, who they were around, this group. Because it was like this group, it's this group that kept asking them all these questions about this person that they were in this relationship with, or they know they're still connected to. It's like somebody was trying to find out all this information, all these hidden answers, and it was kind of confusing to somebody, because they like, well, wait a minute. Why are you asking me? I'm not even around this person. Why do you keep asking me all these questions? Questions. And I feel like that's when they finally woke up to what God was trying to show them. Everything that God wanted them to see. It's like now all of it, they was under some trance, and then they heard that snap. And that's when their eyes opened up. That's when this King of Cups was able to see that it was these people that they were working with that was working against him or her. It was those same people that was lying on this other person that they were supposed to be in this union with. Like I said, those people have been doing this type of black magic on this person since they were a child. Giving them this, hey, Nurse Oasis, giving him this information since they was a child. And now somebody understands how stuck they are because they were buying into the bullshit. But when they woke up, that's when they realized they need to hold back. They don't need to tell anybody anything. They need to hold back, and they need to make a plan. Their plan was to leave. Although, you know what, they were leaving. They had to make this plan not on the best of situation or circumstance. Actually, it was really hurting and heartfelt that they even had to leave. That they even came to this realization, but they knew they didn't have a choice. There was no choice. It's almost like, somebody realized that there was only one option. It was for them to leave. Yes, there was only one option, and it was for them to leave. If not, they wouldn't have made it. They was not going to make it. Their ancestors was here telling them it's time for you to go. And they knew that that was the truth. They knew it. So yeah, because, everything that this person had been trying to work on, nothing was working out. No matter what they did, no matter who they knew. Sometimes they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. This person knew people, but things still were not working out in their favor. And they finally realized it was who they was around that was dragging them down. So that's why this person decided it was time for them to leave. And they said, you know what, they was going to leave because if I leave and things come up, then I know it was that. But if I leave and things don't come up, then just like this person had to make a decision that they was going to be by themselves or they was going to go out there anyway. But they had to do something. They had to do something because right now they felt like they were being controlled or forced. They felt like someone was holding them down. Someone was purposely ruining chances for them. Purposely ruining chances for them. And they kept thinking, how is it that nothing is working? How is it that nothing is coming through? Why is it that, and this person, every time they tried to do something, it didn't work out. And it didn't work out is because who they was around, who they were trying to tell these plans to. See, somebody wanted them stuck. They didn't want them to leave. They wanted them to be stuck right there. Miserable. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, something about somebody wants to send a message. They're feeling led, they're feeling drawn to send a message, and they want to send a message to you. This is about, basically, I want to come home. This is about learning lessons. This is about karma. And this is about appreciating what you have when you have it. Hey, J. Mike. Yeah. Someone has learned some lessons. They're dealing with that karma and they realize that, you know what, they had everything that they needed right in front of them. And for whatever reason, this person, they couldn't see it. These came like this. It's like for whatever reason, this person couldn't see it at all. But like I said, they were just a young person who somebody started poisoning their mind. Poisoning their mind. And they wanted someone to be like, to be wary of you. Not like, don't come too close. No, don't come too close. And somebody wanted you just to be by yourself. Like I said, this somebody is really in their feelings now. They're really upset. Somebody is trying to figure out why. I feel like this was one of the people that whenever somebody was younger. Now this person is having some thoughts, some regrets. This person is living in a state of fear. And maybe it's because of thinking about this person whenever they was younger. But I feel like somebody's living in fear because they know that this King of Cups is planning something. They know this King of Cups is mapping his course, and his intentions are to leave. His intentions is to go to be with whether this is this mother. That's what those intentions are. Because now this person understands the longer they stay, the longer they're going to be stuck. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody, it's their wish fulfillment. They want to travel to see you. They want to see you. They want to have this happy time with you. They want to, it's for you to welcome them. For them, for y'all to start over, for y'all to pick up or to talk and get things on track. It's like this. They know that they have a lot of healing to do. This person knows they have a lot of healing to do, but they know that you can help them. Help them to see the light and to go within and to tell them the truth. Somebody's looking for truth. That's all they want. They're looking for truth because there were so many lies that was told about this empress, how this empress was left out in the cold, why this empress was left out in the cold. This could have been a Leo saying all this. A Leo was the one who was sitting here putting swords in someone's back. This is the one who, when this person was a child, got them all fucked up in the head like that. Regretting and hating life. Not understanding that Leo was a hidden enemy. And it doesn't even have to be a Leo. I just said that because it was the King of Wands and the Strength card. But like I said, somebody, they're working on themselves, and somebody else, they're studying them and they're asking lots of questions. What are you working on? What you doing? What are you doing that for? Who are you looking for? Why are you spending? What you doing? What is it? Because this person is determined. They want to go be with you. They want to go home. They want to start over with you. They want to do this equal give and take. They miss you. They miss you. When you walked away, they woke the fuck up. And they miss you. This person it's almost like this person is not afraid to say it. Before, they was afraid to say anything because they had to look a certain way with them people. They wasn't using their own intuition. This King of Cups was not using its own intuition. But now, someone they want to say it. They want to talk. They want to let you know how they truly feel. I feel like this person is afraid for them to grow old alone. Because you know what? It's like somebody has to wake up at some point and say, well, wait, you want me to leave this person completely alone? Shun that person. Don't do nothing with that person. Don't talk to that person. Just goodbye forever. Well, what if I don't have anything against this person? What if something happens to all of y'all? Whenever I still could have had a relationship with this person. I don't understand. There's a lot of followers. Maybe that's what I don't understand. There are a lot of followers out there and very few leaders. That's the part I don't understand. How somebody cannot think for themselves. And it's caused a whole tower to happen just because somebody chose not to follow their own intuition. And now they're realizing why, you was away from the pack. They realize why you stood up to this person. Why you stood up to this person. Now they realize this. Like I said, this King of Cups knows that they need some healing. Because right now, it's like they're more concerned than anything else. They are more concerned because they feel like, what if this bully finds out where they're going? I feel like that's the thing, that there's somebody's going to find out where they're going, what their plan is, and then somebody's going to try and step in and stop them. You know, when people have been abused for years, it's not like to stop somebody, you have to go in and you have to create a physical barricade. No, all you got to do is just talk to them and get in their head. And that will stop them, because it's like they've had so many years of being beat down and belittled that they think that they can't stand up to a bully. But what it's like that, but that first time that somebody stands up to that bully, that's like they feel empowered. Yeah. I feel like this person is not going to give this bully what they want. They're not going to give this bully what they want. Because they know this bully will try and plan something to stop them, because they already looking, already asking questions. This person already feel like they got to defend themselves, like they can't tell them nothing. They can't say nothing about where they're going, nothing. Because they definitely want to have this communication with you. They want to get things back on track. They want to extend this apology. They want you to accept that apology. And they want to close this chapter, this nightmarish chapter of their life. This chapter that's had them left out in the cold, and their head in their hands, like, what have I done? And knowing that the hidden enemies, the hidden enemy was never you. It was always who they was with. It was always their crew. That was the hidden enemy. It's just that the way that the hidden enemy built it up made it seem like, oh, we are all that you need. No, those were the ones that was getting you fucked up. This was the ones who was causing all the ruckus. Like I said, they woke up from a dream or from a nightmare when they heard that horn blowing, and that's when they realized, whether this was their family members or whatever, this was not the crowd that they wanted to hang with. It was not them. That's the crowd that they need to leave alone. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, they had to do a whole rewind. They had to look at some things. They had to be real with themselves. They had to start taking sound advice. Stop being so egotistical. They had to ask God's help to move them forward. Somebody had to start praying that they can move forward, that they can get out of that. I'm telling you, they prayed to God, please help me. Please help me. I'm telling you, somebody wants to go and they want to talk to you. Not only are you going to tell them the truth, not only are you going to tell them what's a lie, but you're also going to tell them how to get out of it, how to gain freedom. It's almost like you, the Harriet Tubman of the spiritual world. Because this person, you're also letting them know that, the reason that they were stuck is because they had a magician and a warlock working on them to keep them stuck. They had two throwing shit on them to keep them stuck. And this person now, they can see this now. They can see this. In fact, they're convinced that, whether this is the magician, the warlock, or whatever, they're convinced because of other things that have happened. And it has nothing, it's more than the relationship with you. It's more than that. It's other things. This person is thinking about all these other things that they had lined up that was going in their way, that was going in their favor. They told this warlock, they told this magician, they told this whatever, and next thing you know, shit did not work out for them. Next thing you know, they sitting here going down this road for nothing because it wasn't going to work out. Somebody put in a lot of time, they put a lot of energy in to obtaining and reaching a goal. But the wrong one thing they did was they told the wrong person about it, and that goal was like, bye-bye. What else, Spirit? What else? Yeah. Now somebody understands that they're going to have to protect themselves always. Always. And they're going to have to make better decisions. They're going to have use some discernment about what they're actually getting themselves into. Is it heaven or is it hell? Someone needs to use their intuition. They learned a valuable lesson about thinking that you don't have everything that you need. Oh, what's out there? What else you need? You know, you already had everything that you needed, but somebody thought that they was going to listen to somebody else and be greedy. Something about these lies and these hidden alibis. I'm telling you, somebody did not want, they made up lies about this couple, about this partner. And somebody's realizing, you know, that this was somebody's plan. This King of Wands plan. Oh no, I mean not King of Wands, King of Materials, King of Pentacles plan. This father. And then on top of that, they was even worried about this witch. Because the witch was sitting there telling them, don't trust this Queen of Cups. She's this, she's that. You know her area code is 304, don't you? You know, she this, she that, she this. She's going to steal. She's going to talk you out the drawers while you're walking in. I mean, you know, this witch was telling them everything. And this was about, and it was really hurting this person the more they heard about it, because it was like they're hearing all this news about somebody they love, but it's breaking them down. And that's exactly what they wanted to do, this group. That was exactly what they wanted to do, was to break somebody down. They couldn't break you down, so they had to go for somebody else. Yeah. And so it's like they chose somebody else who wasn't aware of the importance of loyalty and integrity and honesty and communication. But this person is well aware of this now. Well aware of this now. And they're sitting there thinking about all these times when someone told them something they should, instead of this being on pause, you know, afraid to find out what the truth was, they should have put in some work to find out what the truth was before making a decision, especially whenever it came to a decision with, with their mother or their wife, whoever. But something about somebody, they started off with these lies. They planted this seed, you know, and they planted the seed with somebody who with somebody's soulmate, and that's what caused that person to start holding back. That's what caused them to start holding back, and then what they were giving equally to and more than their fair share to was not who they needed to give to. It's like they was doing it all wrong. That's why I heard rewind. Yes, now somebody's, I feel like they have rewound that whole situation. Now with this Ace of Cups and this Four of Wands, somebody wants to rewind and start their home life over. They wanna get back on the good track. After being stuck for so long from being who they wanted to be with. Now they're ready to get back on the good track. They're ready to do what's right. What's the message, Spirit? Somebody wants to take a pen and put it to paper. They got something that they want to say. Yeah, they have something that they've been holding in for a long time. And it's about these people that was working against you. This person, they want to clear their conscience. They want to talk about everything that's been going on for a while. I'm telling you, somebody wants to clear their conscience. They can't do this anymore. They don't want to do this anymore. They've been watching you, and they've been looking at you. You have been the one who's been teaching them the way that they need to go. You're the one that they were looking at whenever you was telling them what to put to rest, what to, how to close chapters, what to move away from. This is because of you. They realized who was trying to outdo you or outdo them, and who was trying to stab them in the back, who was trying to discount this or discount that. Someone said they can't do this anymore. They don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, and with this Two of Wands and this King of Pentacles, like I said, somebody, it's like they're planning. They got a plan. And I'm telling you, they want to talk with this Queen of Swords. They want to communicate with this Queen of Swords because they know this Queen of Swords is going to tell them the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It don't make a difference if it hurts. They'd rather have the truth, even if it hurts, as opposed to a lie that makes them feel better for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is still going to come out. So they just, why would somebody lie to you knowing that the truth is still going to come out? Yes, with the King of Swords, the truth is still going to come out. So they're wondering, they don't even want to lie about it. They don't want to get themselves back on that same position. Hey, Marion. Yes, I'm telling you, somebody, they don't want this no more. They can't handle it no more. They feel like they are at their breaking point. Whenever you get to that point where you feel like, am I losing my mind? Am I really losing my mind? This is where this King of Cups is, because they are in their emotions right now. Because they're sitting there thinking about, everything, like I said, they left you out in the cold, thinking that following the advice of somebody to, leave them out in the cold, only for them to realize, no, they were leaving themselves out in the cold. They were making it so that they weren't happy. And that's the truth. They weren't happy. They thought that somebody told them to leave you out in the cold so that you wouldn't be happy. No, they were not happy. You're fine. You see, somebody had to sit with themselves to realize they were not happy. They had to sit there and look at you to realize you were happy. You got away. You won your battle. Now they are stuck in theirs. So what was it that you wouldn't be happy about? You won your war. They're still battling theirs. Yes. There's no happiness here. They still trying to figure shit out. That's why they're like, wait, no, that's not right. No, they're happy. I'm the one that's fucked up. Because I listened to them motherfuckers over here, and they didn't give a shit if they fucked me up, because they were so busy trying to fuck them up. And that's fucked up. It's like when you don't realize somebody is only trying to get at you, get with you, do this and do that because they really want to mess somebody else up and it ain't got nothing to do with you. That's an eye opener, because that's when you realize whatever they were saying to you was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. They didn't give a shit about you because they was trying to act like that y'all was boom, ace boom cones. We tighter than white. You know what I'm saying? Only to find out, no, they didn't give a shit about you, and they was gonna lie on you just like they lied on somebody else. They didn't give a shit about you. They wanted to use you to get at somebody else, to make somebody else upset. That's the only reason that they was even kiki ha around with you. Somebody had, then they realized that this is a big wake up call right here. This is a big wake up call for you. Somebody to realize, wait, number one, they don't even like me. Number two, they just tried to use me and I'm going along with this bullshit. Oh no, I got to put an end to this. This was the biggest wake up call right there. They couldn't awaken anymore. And like I said, then they saw that, what, it was this warlock or whoever putting spell, trying to do it again, trying to throw some more magic on somebody to get them confused that they can't defend themselves against the devil. They don't want them to leave. They don't want them to go anywhere. Hey, Bobby Dell. Yeah, they didn't want them to leave. They did not want them to go anywhere. And I don't blame them, because when you find a sucker, you try and keep that sucker around for as long as you can. That's like finding a free maid and a free chef. You like, no, you ain't got to go nowhere. I'll buy the groceries. You ain't even got to go to the grocery store. I will go. Hey, Miss Pretty Girl Swag, how are you? Thank you. I am having a wonderful evening. It's about 5 o'clock here, almost. What's the message, Bed? Yeah. It's like that somebody's realizing, what it's all about. Just like they realize who you are. And they realize what they need. They need some of you. They need this star potential. They need this healing. That's what they need. Because like I said, they so confused because they spent all this time building nothing. They didn't get anything. And they so confused why they spent all this time doing absolutely nothing. But yet they were supposed to have been getting something for their troubles or something. Somebody was telling them, oh, you're going to get all this. I'm going to give you all that, all this, all that. And now it's only to find out that there was no all of this or all of that. They got a message for you. Somebody wants to send a message. They want you to know that this person is getting counseling. They want you to know this person is getting counseling so they can turn their life back around, so they can work things out, because they know that Wheel of Fortune was not in their favor. And they understand, how they was acting like a straight up animal, Neanderthal. They understand why you blocked yourself away from them, why they could not get close to you. They understand that. because they understand what they was doing was going to harm you. They understand that. So yeah, somebody's coming to you. It's like this person. It's like they're still. I don't know. I feel like this is like I don't know. It's not like young at heart, but maybe they just have not. How I don't know how many lives they've already lived, but this person may be still young. On their life path 1, 2, 3, just starting out, and they have a lot to learn. This person is realizing they have a lot to learn about loyalty and about people. They have a lot to learn about, those who play in the dark arts, that magic shit, and how it can affect them, how they can be manipulated. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Tiana, how are you? Yeah, somebody they have a lot to learn, but I feel like this person is getting the help that they need. They're going through counseling, because it's almost like I don't know if they're going through counseling from realizing that they were learning the best traits from narcissists, or what they're going to counseling for. But this person, they realize that they're the ones who need some help. They're the ones who need some help. Yes, because they got to figure some shit out. They got to get some shit straight. That's why this person is going to counseling, because once again, they want to get back with you. And they know the only way to get back with you is for them to get themselves right. They can't believe how they even treated you. They can't believe how they acted. They can't believe the type of person they allowed themselves to turn into, when all they really wanted to do was to be with you. You was their better half. You was their wife, their mama, whoever. You was the one that they depended on. Because you depended on them. They were dependent on you, but they saw that you depended on them. So they thought, they need me. I don't need them. But they realized that was a lie. Especially since you're the one that has the gift. They realized they needed all of your energy and then some, in order for them to help their gifts to grow. And what they need to do, they know now, they need to leave this Queen of Wands out in the fucking cold. They need to stop listening to that bitch. Stop listening. Turn your head. Put in some earphones. Because, like I said, they knew that this Queen of Wands was spying on them, not to see, and it was too intent on what they was doing, because they wanted to take this person down. This is why you left. You knew what this Queen of Wands was about. That's why